Yes, I like what I'm seeing, what I'm watching, and what I'm experiencing right now. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are on the globe, on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, in Canada, Australia, or right here in Southeast Asia, ladies and gentlemen, it is happening. The bidding war between Newcastle versus Manchester United is ongoing. This is not a Premier League. This is World War III. Bidding War 3. That is what we are experiencing right now. Newcastle says we are giving 90 million euros. Manchester United says we are giving 85 million euros. Who wins the battle? It is right now as we speak. Manchester United Newcastle is like tradition and history versus money power right now. Who has the money? Who has the quick? Who got a mojo, the financial mojo right now? And who has a history? Who wins the battle? It is up to the player now to make the decision. And wait a minute. Even after the players made a decision, do you think RB Leipzig will just let go because the player says I want to go to Manchester United, and so even though your money is lesser than Newcastle, you are giving 85 million euros. Newcastle are giving 90 million euros because the player says I want Manchester United. So you are our sibling, so we can take the 85. It will not happen, dear friend. It ain't going to happen. I believe that if that should happen, we will have to investigate to know exactly whether there were some underdealings somewhere. No one does that. You cannot tell me that Newcastle offered 90 million euros. Manchester United came in with 85, and because the player says I want to go to Manchester United, so you allow him to go, and in your books you made a loss of 5 million euros, right? Who does that? Listen, if Manchester United did not pay 91 million euros, in fact at least 1 million extra, and this player goes to United, they will have FIFA and UEFA, they will have to investigate this transfer. No. Trust me. The player, yes, we know that players have power, yes, but listen, ultimately, it is the amount that is being paid to the club to balance their books. How will you tell me that Newcastle is offering 90 million euro? Manchester United, their offer is 90, it is clear on the books. United came in with 85 in the name of, they want the player to decide. You see, Manchester United are playing a game. And I understand that clearly. They want the player to make his decision. If the player says, I want to go to United, is United as my preference, then, okay, we are giving 85. So, RB Leipzig will be forced to let go when Newcastle have already offered 90. No, it's not done. It is not done. And the irony of the matter is that both clubs presented their personal terms to the player yesterday. Both clubs have already presented their terms to the player to try to agree on terms with the player on Monday, Sunday night / Monday. They presented their terms of condition, to the player. And I don't want to believe, and I cannot accept the fact that United gave a better offer to Benjamin Sesko, that they want to pay him 150,000 euros, 200,000 euros, 250,000 or 300. Because right now, Manchester United financial conditions are not good to the extent of giving Benjamin Sesko 180, 200,000. No. They are not in that position. So anything that will make the player to accept United, it is the name of Manchester United. And secondly, or thirdly, Manchester United are not playing Champions League this season. And they are not playing Europe. They are not in Europe this season. But Newcastle are in Europe this season. So would a player just accept the fact, oh yes, it is the name, the brand, Manchester United. You know, Manchester United, I want to play for them. And then RB Leipzig will say, okay, you want to play for Manchester United, we agree. They are offering us lower amounts compared to what Newcastle is offering. But because you want to be in Manchester, okay, no problem, you can go for that amount. No. Newcastle are in Europe, and Newcastle has offered a better bid to the club that is selling the player. And I also want to believe that Newcastle will definitely offer a better wage and salaries than what Manchester United will offer. Due to United current Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the man is like, you know, I'm even surprised that he was able to bid 85 million. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is now a bidding war. Manchester United have made a formal offer for Benjamin Sesko worth 85 million euros as their first offer, plus 10 million in add-ons. 10 million in add-ons. 5 million easily achievable. Newcastle offered slightly higher with a fixed fee of 80 million first payment plus 10 million in add-ons. But Manchester United believe Sesko want to join. You see, United believe that Sesko want to join them. It came from many sources, and it is just the truth. United fans are happy. That is what is amazing the most. You are signing Sesko, and it's like right now, it's like the whole world is as if they won a World Cup. They are celebrating Benjamin Sesko as if they've won something great. Wait and let the player even agree and accept. All those so-called noise of, oh, the player has given his consent. Listen, until the final, as it is right now, maybe in the coming hours, ladies and gentlemen, but right now as I'm talking to you, I will not be surprised. United fans, take it easy. Otherwise, you have another booking hard this night. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. I will not waste much of your time quickly. Now, back to Chelsea and some other news that are on the table. Suggestions. Tottenham Hotspur have placed a formal bid for Rodrigo. You know, in my first video, I talked about Rodrigo, right? So let me explain to you right now. There have been the news that Tottenham Hotspur, yes, have placed a formal bid for Rodrigo from Real Madrid. And those suggestions are wide off the mark. It is wide off the mark, ladies and gentlemen. As of Tuesday, which is today, this morning, Real Madrid have received no bids or no offer from any club for Rodrigo. Real Madrid are still prepared to sell Rodrigo if the player informs them that he wishes to leave. The player already had a meeting with the coach, Xavi Alonso, and did not hand in a transfer request. The situation is open, with Rodrigo being offered to several clubs in case he decides to leave, including Chelsea. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why I told you earlier on that as we speak, if Xavi Simon deal did not go through, expect Chelsea to make a quick move for Rodrigo. Especially now that Chelsea are selling players left and right. We are still selling. Don't worry, by tomorrow morning, I'll give you breaking news on players that are still on the way. And I'll still give you some before I leave here right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we understand Chelsea aims to move forward with Alejandro Gancho. Conversations with the players' entourage are taking place right now as we speak. They will meet again this week. The player wants to join the London club. Yes. I heard from some other sources that the player will be in agreed personal terms with Chelsea weeks back. But hey, it's unconfirmed. Gancho to Chelsea, it is unconfirmed, so I don't want to go much into that. And ladies and gentlemen, my screen is it's off. But hey, maybe you'll be watching it here. I will have to display it for you to see. 1905 to 2025. Chelsea is 120 years old. And we have branded our latest jersey. Chelsea jersey. Yes. Chelsea jersey in our 120 years, celebration. So if you want that jersey, you can place an order of that. Yes, Chelsea jersey, branded 120 years of, before my grandfather was even born. Yeah, maybe my great grandfather's time. 120 years old, but it looks good. It looks good, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now, like I said to you, the breaking news right now, what that one is talking about is Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United or Newcastle. For me, I still believe that Sesko will end up in Newcastle. Yeah. Based on the amount they've offered to the club. And playing in Europe. Unless Benjamin Sesko just wants to join Newcastle for the sake of Manchester United for the sake of the name. Unless that. Or unless Manchester United decide to up their game by paying 91 million euros, 1 million in extra from where Newcastle ended. So what if Newcastle also decide to make it 92? This deal could get to bidding war. Hey, United will get to a point where they'll give up because of the new ownership in place. That is it. That's my own opinion. That is my own opinion. Breaking news. West Ham have entered the race to sign Raheem Sterling from Chelsea this summer. Finally, Sterling is receiving offers from everywhere. Fulham and Crystal Palace are among the other Premier League sides with an interest in the ex-England international as well as Juventus. So, West Ham have entered the race. Fulham is already in it with Crystal Palace as well as Juventus. So, Raheem Sterling is not short of orders. He's not short of offer. Chelsea can just cash in 25 million pounds. So long as the player can reduce, one thing about the Premier League clubs that I like is that Premier League clubs are not scared of the wage, the salary. No. Their ticket fees can settle some players' salaries. Their challenge mostly is about the buying fee to buy the player. For West Ham to go to buy Kudus last season from Ajax, to tell you that they can buy Raheem Sterling 25-30 million pounds. You get it? So if only they can convince the player to reduce his weight a little, they'll be good to go. West Ham. Premier League clubs, even Sunderland, I heard Sunderland want to buy up they are interested in Openda. Yeah. I mean, it is only the Premier League you can see teams Sunderland, Ipswich, Bournemouth, they can offer 20-25 million pounds. That is about 30-35 million euros, 40 million euros for a player from other leagues. Other leagues, it's difficult for you to see a club from Italy paying 40 million pounds. That's about 45 million euros for a player from the Premier League. So hey, West Ham have entered the race to sign Raheem Sterling from Chelsea. Ladies and gentlemen, Fulham and Crystal Palace as well as Juventus are all in the race right now for Raheem Sterling. Ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea believe they have improved the squad. I'm about to run up. Chelsea strongly believe, and I agree, that Chelsea actually has improved on this current squad compared to last season. Sancho and Madueke have already been replaced by Gittins and Estaval. Gittins has no Premier League experience. Estaval, no Premier League experience. But wait a minute, I'll tell you something. The attack of Chelsea, for me, has been strengthened with Delap and Joao Pedro. Not even with Gittins and Estaval, but with Delap and Pedro, I believe that Chelsea's attack has been strengthened. Plus midfield cover also has been provided with addition of Esugo and Santos. Both Sesko and Santos, they are also not Premier League made. But the fact that they are just backups, it's a strength. And it is the reason why I don't see it appropriate for Chelsea to let go of Nicolas Jackson, Premier League experience. Premier League experience. We've strengthened with Gittins, but he's not yet tested the Premier League. We've strengthened with Estaval. He has not yet tested with the Premier League. We've strengthened with Santos. He has not yet tested the Premier League. Sesko has not yet a Premier League product. Kenyan Dewsbury Hall going, leaving Chelsea. Ugo Etuku, what's his name? Ugo Etuku leaving Chelsea, and many others. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be suicidal for Chelsea to let go Nicolas Jackson at this point. Even as the coach wants him to stay, Maresca wants Jackson to stay. It will be suicidal for Chelsea to let him go. More especially looking at the bidding war between Newcastle and Manchester United over Sesko, who has no Premier League experience. Liverpool, they succeeded in getting the Ekitike. No Premier League experience. Ladies and gentlemen, look at it from that angle. Chelsea will have advantage if we can, because Joao Pedro can play from the left side, can play from the right side. Gittins, right? No Premier League experience, but he's good on the left. You bought him for that. Now, we cannot guarantee that he can just come in and pick. Jackson is very comfortable. You and I, we know, from that left flank. Hey, guys, if Chelsea want to win next season from the onset, we need to learn to maintain our valuable assets. Otherwise, we'll end up regretting. Allow Manchester United and Newcastle to do their bidding war. When they lose, let them look elsewhere. That does not mean that Mike Jackson, I really want him to stay and not get playing time. No. I'm trying to look at Chelsea. My blood is blue, and I'll forever be blue. Ladies and gentlemen, quickly, my time is up. Based on recent analysis, Chelsea's squad is robust post 2024-25. Sesko, Santos, and Hato, they busted Chelsea's attack. Midfield and left back depth is where Chelsea should be thinking of, especially the back, the defense. Chelsea made up their mind that they're not going to sign a goalkeeper, and that is the only area that I personally have a problem. Fofana cannot be trusted for full season due to injury situations. Chalobah, Levi Colwill, average. They are good. They have the heart to win. They love the club. They are product from Cobham. I love them. I really love them. But trust me, the goalkeeping area, Sanchez have the ability to command his defense and put these guys in order. I'll see you all in the next one when you see me, dear friends. Shalom and peace.